Hi, hello and welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here then hi, my name's Zoe. Please subscribe, join my little family. I'd love it so much if you could subscribe to my channel. So I post on Mondays, I post on Wednesdays, Saturdays and Sundays, and on Sundays I'm currently doing Serial Killer Sunday, and that is what I'm carrying on today. I'm not too sure how long it'll last for how long you like to watch them, so but yeah. Today I am continuing Serial Killer Sunday. So I found this case online and I'd never heard of it before. I don't know if any other YouTubers have talked about it, and I just wanted to research this case and cover it because it was a case that I'd never heard of. So today we are going to be talking about the Butcher Baker. So Robert Hansen was born on the 15th of February 1939. He was skinny, shy, and he also had a stutter. When he was younger, he was described as being quiet and being a loner, and throughout his childhood he had quite an unhealthy relationship with his father, and he also had an unhealthy relationship with women. During school, girls would pick on Robert because he had spots and acne and he wasn't the most attractive boy, so the girls would pick on him, and this created a hatred inside of Robert for women. He hated women. So he started to practice archery and started to practice hunting, and Robert enjoyed doing this because it was a pastime, it was a hobby, and it took his focus off everything else that was going on in his life, and he had something good to focus on. In 1957, Robert joined the United States Army Reserve, and he was with the Army Reserve for a year before he was discharged. And then in 1960, he met his first wife. So on the 7th of December 1960, Robert was arrested for arson. He had burnt down a school garage, and whilst he was in prison, his wife filed for divorce. She no longer wanted to be with Robert because he was considered sort of a criminal, and she just didn't want to be with him no longer. So Robert served 20 months out of a 3-year sentence, and then when he was released, he spent the next couple of years in and out of jail. He, committed sort of petty crimes, theft, arson, things like that, and he was in and out of jail. So in 1963 he married his second wife, and then in 1967 they decided to move to Anchorage in Alaska, and they moved over there and they continued married life and had 2 children together. But in Anchorage he was a well-liked man, he was a man of the community, he opened his own bakery, he got on very well with his neighbours, there was no real issues, he fitted into the community really well. He even set new hunting records, which he was really proud of. So in 1976, Robert pleaded guilty to larceny for stealing a chainsaw. So he was sentenced to 5 years in prison, and he was required to seek help for his bipolar disorder. So on the 13th of June 1983, Cindy Paulson accused Robert of kidnapping and raping her. So she told police that Robert had offered her $200 for oral sex, and she agreed. She got in the car, and then apparently he pulled out a gun on her and drove her to his home. So he held her captive, he tortured her, he sexually assaulted her, and he raped her. And after all this, he apparently chained her up by the neck to a post and then slept on a couch just nearby. So she said he woke up and then he drove her to Merrifield Airport. She said that Robert had told her that he intended to drive her to his cabin. When Robert was loading the cockpit of his plane, she managed to escape. So she had purposely left some shoes in the car under the seat as evidence that she was there, and Robert panicked when she managed to escape. He chased after her, but she managed to get to 6th Avenue before him, and she flagged down a passing car. So Robert was questioned by police, but he had told police that Cindy was just angry. He hadn't paid her, so she got angry and made up this whole elaborate story against him to make him look bad and to get him in trouble. So he also had a strong alibi as well. He claimed he was with one of his friends, John Hemming, and his friend backed this up as well. So with his humble personality, his alibi, and the fact that he was a good figure in the community, police just stopped considering him as a suspect. They didn't consider him as a suspect anymore. So because of everything that went on with Cindy, Alaska State Troopers decided they was gonna investigate the area, investigate the valley that she claimed this all happened in, and over the next few months they started to discover bodies. All these bodies were of women, and unfortunately only a couple of these women have been identified. All the rest is still unidentified. So the Alaska State Troopers decided to get the Bureau of Investigation involved, and they sent a special agent to create a profile of the killer. And this is the profile that the special agent came up with. He said that the killer would have low self-esteem, he was likely a hunter, had likely been rejected by women, and almost possibly had a stutter. The police knew straight away that Robert fitted this profile, and they knew he also had a plane and a cabin in the valley as well. So they decided to get a warrant to search his plane, to search his car, and to search his homes. And when they decided to search his homes, what they found shocked them. So they discovered jewellery that belonged to some of the women. They found an array of firearms hidden in his attic, and they also found a map that was covered in X's, and all these X's were exactly where the police found the bodies, and this was stuffed behind his headboard. When the police confronted Robert with all this evidence, he admitted it. He said he was on a spree of attacking women from 1971, and he said all these women were aged between 16 and 19. So upon kidnapping women, Robert would take these women and fly them out to his cabin in the valley. So he would then set them free, and for a moment they thought they could escape. He led them to believe that they could be free and they could get away from him. They believed they could go home. They believed they was free. So then, as they would run for their lives, he would track them down, taking his time, and he would hunt them like animals. So he was armed with a hunting knife and also an automatic rifle, and he would track them down and pinpoint where they were, and he would torture them for hours, even sometimes days, until he decided to kill his prey. That's what he considered these women as, his prey. He would kill his prey and shoot them. And he shot them like animals. So Robert Hansen, the butcher baker, was only charged with 4 murders out of a total 17. He was sentenced to 461 years in prison, and he later died in prison from natural causes in 2014. Now, this story absolutely bewilders me. He was showing signs since a young age that he was a criminal. Who steals a chainsaw? Like, they knew he had bipolar. Why wasn't more done to make sure this guy would not hurt other people? He had children. He was allowed to have children and have a family, but yet the police knew he was fully bipolar. The police knew he was stealing chainsaws, setting things on fire. Why didn't they see that the signs that he could go on to be a serial killer? And why couldn't they stop him? Now, this is clearly a horrible human being. He tortured his victims. He killed them like they was animals, like he was hunting them down. And it's so disgusting and it's so heartbreaking. All that, all the torture and everything that they must have gone through. And my heart totally breaks from it. My heart goes out to all the victims. And my heart goes out even more to the people that were buried there and nobody knows who they are. Nobody knows who their family is. Their family might be missing a relative and not know that they're dead. It is really all heartbreaking. I suppose we'll never know who them other people were. Hopefully DNA advances enough so that we can find out who these people are, but it's just all unsure at the moment. But yeah, that is today's instalment of Serial Killer Sundays. Now, I want everybody to let me know what serial killers you want to know about. drop me some cases down below, because I'm going for cases what are not all out there at the moment. I know a lot of people are covering Ted Bundy and I enjoy watching them videos, but I don't feel like I could cover them myself, simply because so many other people are covering them cases. I want to do the less known cases, the creepy cases, the scary cases, you know, the non-believable type of cases. So if you know any of these sort of cases, please drop them down below. I'll be so happy to cover them. And please check out my social media as well. I do tweet a lot and I do put a lot out on Instagram, so go and check that out, because then you can be talking to me and be active with me, and that's great. So yeah, please subscribe and please give this video a big thumbs up. I love you all so much, and I shall see you in my next video. Bye bye.